वनस्तगफिरुहु वनुमिनु बिही वनतवक्कलु अलैहि वनऊज़ु बिल्लाहि मिन शुरूरि अनफुसिना व मिन सय्यिआति अअमालिना मन यहदिहिल्लाहु फला मुदिल्ल लहु व मन युद्लिल फला हादिय लहु वनशहदु अन ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाहु वहदहु ला शरीक लहु वनशहदु अन्न सय्यिदना व नबिय्यना व शफीअना व हबीबना व सनदना व मौलाना मुहम्मदन अब्दुहु व रसूलुहु सल्लल्लाहु तबारक व तआला अलैहि व अला आलिहि व अस्हाबिहि व बारक व सल्लम तस्लीमन कसीरन कसीरा। अम्मा बअदु फअऊज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम। बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम। इन्ना नहनु नज़्ज़लना ज़िक्र व इन्ना लहु लहाफ़िज़ून। व क़ाल तआला वलक़द यस्सरनल क़ुरआन लिज़्ज़िक्रि फ़हल मिन मुद्दकिर। वक़ाल अन्नबिय्यु सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम खैरुकुम मन तअल्लमल क़ुरआन व अल्लमहु। वक़ाल अलैहि अस्सलातु वस्सलाम मन क़रअल क़ुरआन व अमिल बिमा फ़ीह उल्बिस वालिदाहु ताजन यौमल क़ियामह दौउहु अहसनु मिन दौइश शम्सि लौ कानत फ़ी बुयूतिकुम फ़मा ज़न्नुकुम बिल्लज़ी अमिल बिहाज़ा। वक़ाल अलैहिस्सलाम मन क़रअल क़ुरआन फ़स्तज़हरहु फ़अहल्ल हलालहु व हर्रम हरामहु अदख़लहुल्लाहुल जन्नह व शफ़अहु फ़ी अशरतिन मिन अहलि बैतिही कुल्लुहुम क़द वजबत लहुन नार। वक़ाल अलैहिस्सलातु वस्सलाम अल माहिरु बिल क़ुरआन मअस सफ़रतिल किरामिल बररह वल्लज़ी यक़रउल क़ुरआन व यततअतअउ फ़ीहि व हुवा अलैहि शाक़्क़ुन लहु अजरान। वक़ाल अलैहिस्सलाम युक़ालु लिक़ारिइल क़ुरआन इक़रा वरतक़ी वरत्तिल कमा कुन्त तुरत्तिलु फ़िद दुनिया फ़इन्न मंज़िलतक इंद आख़िरि आयतिन तक़रऊहा। औ कमा क़ाल अन्नबिय्यु सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम सदक़ल्लाहु मौलानल अज़ीम व सदक़ रसूलुहुन नबियुल उम्मियुल करीम व नहनु अला मा क़ाल रब्बुना व ख़ालिक़ुना व राज़िक़ुना मिनश शाहिदीन वश्शाकिरीन वल्हम्दुलिल्लाहि रब्बिल आलमीन। इन्नल्लाह व मलाइकतहु युसल्लूना अलन नबी या अय्युहल्लज़ीना आमनू सल्लू अलैहि वसल्लिमू तस्लीमा। सब दुरूद शरीफ पढ़ें। अल्लाहुम्मा सल्लि अला सय्यिदिना मुहम्मद व अला आलि सय्यिदिना मुहम्मद कमा सल्लैत अला सय्यिदिना इब्राहीम व अला आलि सय्यिदिना इब्राहीम इन्नका हमीदुम मजीद। अल्लाहुम्मा बारिक अला सय्यिदिना मुहम्मद व अला आलि सय्यिदिना मुहम्मद कमा बारकत अला सय्यिदिना इब्राहीम व अला आलि सय्यिदिना इब्राहीम इन्नका हमीदुम मजीद। हो लाखों सलाम उस आका पर, दिल लाखों जिसने जोड़ दिए और दुनिया को दिया पैगामे सुकून, तूफानों के रुख मोड़ दिए। हुजूर आए तो क्या क्या साथ नेमत लेके आए हैं। उखुव्वत, इल्म व हिकमत, आदमियत लेके आए हैं। रहेगा ये क़यामत तक सलामत मुअजिज़ा उनका। वो कुरान मुबीन नूरे हिदायत लेके आए हैं। वो कुरान मुबीन नूरे हिदायत लेके आए हैं। किताब फितरत के सरवरक़ पर जो नाम अहमद रकम न होता, ये नक्श हस्ती उभर न सकता, वजूद लौहो कलम न होता, ये महफिल कुन फका न होती, जो वो इमाम उमम न होता, ज़मीन न होती, फलक न होता, अरब न होता, अजम न होता, ये जलवे हक सुब्हान अल्लाह, ये नूर हिदायत क्या कहना। जिब्रील भी शैदा उनके हैं, ये शान नबूवत क्या कहना। और जिस दिल में हो परतवे कुर्सी व अर्श, उस दिल की बुलंदी सल्ले अला। और जिस सीने में कुरान उतरा हो, जिस सीने में कुरान उतरा हो, उस सीने की अजमत क्या कहना। हादी न मिलेगा तुम्हें कुरान से बेहतर, हादी न मिलेगा तुम्हें कुरान से बेहतर, मुग़वी तो मिलेंगे तुम्हें शैतान से बदतर। न हो मुमताज, स्पेशल, यूनिक, न हो मुमताज। क्यों? इस्लाम दुनिया भर के दीनों में न हो मुमताज। क्यों? इस्लाम दुनिया भर के दीनों में। वहां मजहब किताबों में, यहां कुरान सीनों में। वहां मजहब किताबों में, यहां कुरान सीनों में। इसलिए इस्लाम स्पेशल और यूनिक है तमाम मज़ाहिब में। किसी मजहब की किताब सीने में नहीं है, किताबों में है। हमारे मजहब की किताब सीनों में है, महफूज है। बल हुआ आयातुम बय्यिनातुन फी सुदूरिल लदीना ऊतुल इल्म। They are clear signs in the hearts of those who've been given that knowledge by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Quran was passed on sina basina, from heart to heart, because it was revealed on the heart of Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. The other kitabs were given to their prophets in hands. Tawrat, فخذها بقوة وأمر قومك يأخذوا بأحسنها. وآتيناه الإنجيل وآتينا داود زبورا. آتينا means we give them this book. Jibreel alayhi salam came and delivered the book as one complete book. But Quran was not delivered as one complete book. It was sent down years. And in this period of 23 years, Jibreel alayhi salam did not come just once. He came on several occasions. Sometimes he would come on numerous nightfall, roughly Quran in the heart, not in the hand. And he taught the Sahaba, Ridwanullah Majma'een, they memorized it. There were hundreds of Huffaz, if not thousands, among the Sahaba. And then there were hundreds of thousands in Tabi'een, Tabi'een. And in this day and age, there might be over 2.7 billion Muslims around the world, and you will get a couple of million Huffaz. In this day and age, इस गए गुजरे दौर में भी आपको कई मिलियन हाफिज मिलेंगे। ये कुरान की हक्कानियत की दलील है। माशाअल्लाह, आज भी हम एक छोटी बच्ची के हिफ्ज खत्म में शामिल हैं। बहुत मुबारक। इस बच्ची के वालिद भाई हामिद खान हमारे अल अक्सा के साथी हैं। We were together in Al-Aqsa. We had Huddersfield boys this time. Last time we had Bradford boys. There's a world of difference between Bradford boys and Huddersfield boys. Bradford boys ने पूरा प्लेन हिला दिया था हवा में। वो एयर हॉस्टेस भी परेशान और वो मुसाफिर भी सब परेशान, किसी को सोने भी नहीं दिया था। हंसी मजाक जोक्स, हे खाना पीना खिलाना पिलाना पूरी जर्नी में। और माशाल्लाह हडर्सफील्ड बॉयज काम कूल वेल बिहेव्ड। कोई डॉक्टर है, कोई लर्नर है, कोई एजुकेटर है। यू कैन सी द डिफरेंस अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह। May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep you all safe, well, healthy, educated. May Allah grant you more progress, more barakat. So our friend Hafiz, our friend Hamid Khan, Maulana Usmanullah Sahab gave me the good news over there that my daughter Laiba has completed the Quran, and she did it by herself without us saying anything to her, and she wanted to keep it secret from all the family. So she worked herself hard. She used to come here for maktab and do the nazara, but then with her parents, especially her mother, she would get up in the morning 6 o'clock and study till school time, learn her sabak para door. She would read it to Maulana Usman Sahab, and Maulana Usman Sahab would be going to work and listening to her. And Maulana Usman Saab's only condition was that when she reads the sabak para to me, her mother should be present, she should be there, and she should be looking in the Quran, not laiba. She should read it from heart, and the mother should be sitting there. And mashallah, slowly but surely, over a period of 1.5 years, she completed. She's only 10 and a half, and she did the Hifz, mashallah. तो फैमिली को भी जब बताया, जब पूरा हिफ्ज हो गया, तब सब खानदान वालों को मालूम हुआ कि वाह माशाअल्लाह बच्ची ने पूरा कर लिया, नसीबदार है, शौक है इसको माशाअल्लाह। अल्लाह पाक इस बच्ची को और तरक्की नसीब फरमाए, मजीद आगे बढ़ाए इसको। हदीस शरीफ में बड़ी फजीलत आई है। एक हदीस शरीफ में फरमाया, मन ऊतियल कुरान सबियन फकद इस्तदरजन नबुव्वत बैन यदैहि औ कमा क़ाल अलैहिस्सलाम, इस तरह के अल्फाज कहे। बचपन में जिसने कुरान याद कर लिया तो गोया नबुव्वत का कुछ हिस्सा उसके दिल में आ गया, क्योंकि इसका ताल्लुक, कुरान का ताल्लुक नबुव्वत से है, वही से है, तो उसने वो वही पूरी अपने कल्ब में महफूज कर ली। एक रिवायत में फरमाया, मन जमअल कुरान मत्तअहुल्लाहु बिअक्लिही हत्ता यमूत, जो कुरान अपने सीने में जमा कर ले, खुदा उसको उसकी समझ और अक्ल से मरते दम तक मुस्तफीद होने का मौका देंगे, यानी उसको जुनून, पागलपना, इंसानियत नहीं होगी। हाफिज के लिए फजीलत सुनाई, खुदा उसको उसकी, Allah will give him the ability to use his intellect until his last breath, because he's a Quran in his heart. Another hadith said, لو جعل القرآن في إهاب ثم ألقي في النار محترقا. If Quran was packed in a leather skin and thrown, take the dalil that inshallah Hafiz, because that's his leather, his skin, and Quran is inside the heart. There is one condition: he reads the Quran properly, doesn't forget it, and he or she practices on the Quran properly, does amal on the Quran. That's the condition which goes with it. Then if he makes slight small mistakes here and there, Allah will ignore those mistakes, let him or her off, and admit them into Jannah. So becoming Hafiz in bachpan and in childhood, mashallah, it's an amazing thing. And mashallah, this young girl has done the Hifz. Now, this reminds me of the ayat wherein Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُدَّكِرٍ. We have made this Quran easy as a reminder. Is there any who wants to learn it? Jalaluddin Suyuti rahmatullah alayhi in Tafsir Jalalain write, لِلذِّكْرِ أَيْ لِلْحِفْزِ. We have made Hifz of Quran easy. Is there any who wants to try and become Hafiz? Now, Allah did not say it's easy for boys only, not for girls. Allah did not say it's easy only for youngsters, not for elders. Allah kept it general. It's easy for everyone, whether boy or girl, young or old, man or woman. Everybody can become Hafiz. Itna hai ki if you're young, so the Quran old, then the brain gets a little bit down, like that old Mercedes car. You can't get from A to B in the end. So Hifz is false. We look at history. We've had ladies, perfect, proper, 100% Hafizas of Quran. We start from the one, Ummahatul Mu'mineen, Hazrat Aisha Siddiqa radiallahu anha, Behtareen Hafiz. He would read Quran prayer in Tahajjud. Her nephew, noon, and she was praying her Duha, Chash Namaz. And she had started Surah Wat-Tur, وكتاب مسطور في رق منشور والبيت المعمور والسقف المرفوع والبحر المسجور إن عذاب ربك لواقع ما له من دافع يوم تمور السماء مورا وتسير الجبال سيرا فويل يومئذ للمكذبين الذين هم في خوض يلعبون يوم يدعون إلى نار جهنم دعا هذه النار التي كنتم بها تكذبون أفسحر هذا أم أنتم لا تبصرون. Allah then talks about Jannat and Jahannam. Allah mentions innal muttaqina fi jannatin wa na'im fakihina bima atahum rabbuhum wa waqahum rabbuhum adhab al-jahim kulu washrabu hani'an bima kuntum ta'malun muttaki'ina ala sururin masfufa wa zawwajnahum bihurin 'ayn والذين آمنوا واتبعتهم ذريتهم بإيمان ألحقنا بهم ذريتهم وما ألتناهم من عملهم من شيء كل امرئ بما كسب رهين. हाय I wish you knew Arabic. मजा आ जाता आपको. अरबी सीखनी है, सीखेंगे अरबी इंशाल्लाह. मौलाना उस्मान साहब से कहो यहाँ अरबी क्लास शुरू करें, बड़ों को भी अरबी पढ़ाएं. आप उनकी मदद भी करो, कुछ असातिज़ा भी ला कर दो. उनके सर पे टेंशन बहुत है, इसलिए बेचारे कहाँ कहाँ जाएं, क्या क्या करें. इतना है कि मौलाना उस्मान साहब, मौलाना तैयब साहब अगर शुरू कर दें तो 2-3 साल जरा मुश्किल पड़ेगा, फिर इंशाल्लाह आपके ही ग्रेजुएट मिल जाएंगे, वही पढ़ाएंगे यहाँ इंशाल्लाह. ये बात है बिल्कुल खरी, हरगिज नहीं है खोटी. क्या कहा शायर ने? ये बात है हरगिज, ये बात है बिल्कुल खरी, हरगिज नहीं है खोटी. अरबी में नज़्म मिल्लत, बीए में सिर्फ रोटी. अरबी में नज़्म मिल्लत, बीए में सिर्फ रोटी. बीए करेंगे तो रोटी खाएंगे, अच्छा जॉब मिलेगा, पैसे मिलेंगे, माशाल्लाह अच्छा है, बीए करना चाहिए, कोई मना नहीं करता है. डॉक्टर बनो, लॉयर बनो, बैरिस्टर बनो, प्रोफेसर बनो, लेकिन उससे तुम्हारी दुनिया संवर जाएगी, जिंदगी अच्छी हो जाएगी. मगर अरबी पढ़ेंगे तो अरबी में नज़्म मिल्लत, आप पूरी मिल्लत का इंतजाम करेंगे. ये देखिए मौलाना तैयब साहब, मौलाना उस्मानुल्लाह साहब, आपके यहाँ मौलाना उस्मान साहब, उलमाए किराम, इन्होंने अरबी पढ़ी, ये नज़्म मिल्लत कर रहे हैं कि नहीं, पूरी मिल्लत का निजाम संभाल रहे हैं. यहाँ से आपको हाफिज और हाफिजात प्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं. ये अरबी की बरकत है. तो आप अरबी सीखो, कुरान समझो, मजा आएगा. Hazrat Aisha was reading these verses and she came on this verse, فَأَقْبَلَ بَعْضُهُمْ عَلَى بَعْضٍ يَتَسَاءَلُونَ. Some Jannatis began to talk to other Jannatis and asking and inquiring from one another. فأقبل بعضهم على بعض يتساءلون قالوا إنا كنا قبل في أهلنا مشفقين فمن الله علينا ووقانا عذاب السموم إنا كنا من قبل ندعوه إنه هو البر الرحيم. In their conversation, they talked about Jannat and Jahannam and asking one another, how are you? How are you feeling? MashaAllah, very nice, light-hearted conversation. And then their attention turned to the fire of Jahannam and the scorching heat and the loo and the blowing hot wind which was coming out of Jahannam. So they said, indeed, when we were in the dunya, we were fearful of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inna kunna qablu fi ahlina mushfiqeen. We used to be fearful of Allah. We had khawf of Allah in our hearts and minds. We were not fearless, we were fearful. हमारे दिल में खुदा का खौफ था, हम डरते थे अल्लाह से. तो उसका नतीजा ये हुआ कि फमन अल्लाहु अलैना, अल्लाह ने हम पर एहसान किया. Allah was favorable to us. وَوَقَانَا عَذَابَ السَّمُومِ, and Allah saved us from the azab of that scorching hot wind and blowing from Jahannam. And when she read this, وَوَقَانَا عَذَابَ السَّمُومِ, she just burst into tears. And she started crying. So Qasim bin Muhammad said, I had pity on her. I looked at her for a while. Khalajan is crying. She doesn't know I'm there. فَمَنَّ اللَّهُ عَلَيْنَا وَوَقَانَا عَذَابَ السَّمُومِ فَمَنَّ اللَّهُ عَلَيْنَا وَوَقَانَا عَذَابَ السَّمُومِ فَمَنَّ اللَّهُ عَلَيْنَا وَوَقَانَا عَذَابَ السَّمُومِ. He says, I left. I went to the market. I had to buy something. I came back. She was still standing there, still repeating these verses and still crying profusely, sobbing like a baby. This is the effect Quran Sharif had on Ummahatul Mu'mineen. And how? Because they were Hafizas, they were Alimas, they understood Arabic, they knew what was being recited, they focused on what they were reciting. That's what had that profound effect on their hearts and mind, on their lives. That's what brought them closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Hazrat Aisha radiyallahu anha, behtareen Hafiza. Hazrat Salama radiyallahu anha, Jayyad Hafiza. Hazrat Hafsa bint Sayyidina Umar ibn Khattab radiyallahu anhu, Jayyad Hafiza. Ummahatul Mu'mineen. And then you get other Sahabiyat, ladies who were Hafizat. And then you get Tabi'iyat, like Hafsa bint Sirin, Darda al-Kubra, Darda al-Sughra. Hafsa bint Sirin was such a beautiful Hafiza that she would stand in prayer tahajjud at night. And she was a very sahibi karamat, waliya, arifa, buzruga. Her attendant Khadima says that I would put oil in the lamp and light the furnace for her and put it on the niche, and she would start namaz. And she would pray throughout the night, standing in front of Allah, having intimacy, conversation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, munajat, crying. And she would stand there for late hours of the night. The oil in the lamp would finish, but the lamp wouldn't stop burning. It would still be burning even though the oil is finished. Right till the morning, until the sun rises. I witnessed this karamat of her many times, a miracle. How does it keep burning when the oil is finished? From Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Darda radiyallahu anha. In Ramzan, the ladies from the neighborhood would gather in her house and they would pray their nawafil, Taraweeh 20 rakats and their nawafil. And they would be, praying into long hours of the night because they were all hafizas. They're all praying their own taraweehs, own tahajjud, own nawafil. But because they're in one place, you get encouragement from one another. When you see the others praying, you also feel like standing and praying. You get that urge. So they used to get together. Darda was Bewa, widow. She was alone. So the ladies of the neighborhood would gather in her house and they would all pray until late hours of the night. And this is one of the benefits of Hifz, that you can pray your Taraweeh 20 rakat with Quran Sharif. You can pray your Tahajjud with Quran Sharif. I read on the internet, there is a story of this lady in USA. She was from Pakistan. She got married in USA. She moved there. She had 3 kids. But she had this desire to, read Quran, listen to Quran in Taraweeh. She will go to the masjid. But she said in the masjid, Jamaat Khana, the ladies, they will be making too much noise, kids running around, can't focus. So I thought to myself, I want to become a Hafiza, so I can read my own Quran in my Taraweeh, and I can stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reading Quran Sharif, not just Alam Tara. So she says, I started becoming Hafiza, and I used to do all my housework and everything, and then learn Quran Sharif and read it to my husband when he comes from work, because he was also a Hafiz of Quran. And she said, I did it in 1.5 years or just a bit more. And she says, when the next Ramzan came, I said to my husband, I'm going to read my own Quran in my Taraweeh. I don't need to go to the masjid. I'm going to read here. And she said, I would look after the kids, feed them, put them to sleep. My husband is in the masjid doing his Taraweeh. When he finishes, he comes, he looks after the kids, and then I stand in front of Allah on the musalla and I pray my 20 rakat Taraweeh with Quran Sharif, and I felt so good. I would read my para to my husband during the day when he comes from work, and then any mistakes were corrected, and then I would stand on my own and read my Taraweeh with Quran Sharif, full Quran Sharif, and you can't explain the feeling, the ecstasy, the closeness you feel to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when you're reading the Quran Sharif. So girls, ladies, these types of stories are an inspiration for our ladies. In our society, we think it's only the boys' duty to become Hafiz. Girls can't become Hafizas. Well, this is not right. Girls can also become Hafizas, and this today is Laiba is uh, a statement, a witness for this, that they can become Hafiza. In fact, Maulana Tayyib Sahab just reminded me that Ustad, did you have one Hifz Khatam program in the afternoon as well? I said, yes, I had one Hifz Khatam after Zohar as well. And this Hifz Khatam was in Kenya. And this girl Hafiza, and they me to do the Khatam and the Dua. So on our YouTube, the Khatam Dua madrasa in Rumay had been, when she the first year of Ilmiyat, about the first, she felt that as well. So we start Hafiza private. Once she's doing another side, he's doing the husband, and she's become an as well at the same time. You see, girls very have the desire. They want to be something. They want to be something. Alhamdulillah. Allah Pak said, Quran Hifz is for everyone. And we see over this year of ladies who used to recite Quran a lot. I read from you as well. Hazrat Maulana Abul Hasan Ali Nadwi Rahmatullahi alayhi. He writes regarding daily practices of his mother, Sayyida Khairun Nisa Rahmatullahi alayha. Maulana Abul Hasan Ali's sister wrote this and put it in his book. She writes, Abul Hasan Sahab's sister, after days, call her attention to Allah Ta'ala. During the sun, wake up at 2-3 in the morning, and winter months at 3 a.m. However, during Ramadan, 1 a.m. was summertime, and 1:30 a.m. if it was during winter. In to perform her tahajjud salah, also recite very long surah. For example, recite Surah Hashr, Surah Dukhan, Surah Yasin Sharif, Surah Surah Nur, Surah Rahman, Surah Qaf, Surah Zariyat, etc. She would cry so much in her tahajjud salah, her mouth get wet with tears. She never desired worldly pleasure or children. She would only ask for them all to Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, to and to have actions and for the to 4 a.m. heater and others would benefit from the heater and he would start making everyone after completing her. If anyone would become very angry after complete her Fajr time of Ishraq, after her tahajjud salah, waking up, she would sit on her in zikma tayyibah. After Fajr salah, she would start reciting. After she would have a little bit of breakfast and tilawa, and then she would complete household. She lost her eye. All she could do was read and maybe heard. She was constantly worried about Allah time so that she does not miss Salah. She would keep a watch next to her and she would ask what it was so she could perform her Salah on time. She became how she was her tilawah. So she's reading Quran from him, right? This is the benefit of becoming Hafiz. That age you can read Quran even if you have them in your hand, even if you're not able to read it. And you know, sometimes I sleep, my head is on the pillow. So after reading Tasbihat, what do? I start reading Quran Sharif. Now it get one of two benefits. Either reading Quran Sharif, you read page 2, page 3, page, and Shaitan comes ke thapki maar ho jao, fall asleep. Or even if you don't fall asleep, you read Quran Sharif, you read half juz, 1 juz, 2, 3, you don't end up and you go both benefits. If you can't fall asleep, reading it. This is the benefit of and Hafiza. I mentioned the friend, he was with me, and his sister came. Sitting here, oh, give phone. And mashallah, how are you? He said, Alhamdulillah, my eyes see you reading. Worry Sharif because Hafiza. Allah protect people में सजा आंखों से जाता खुदों के पीले नहीं जरूरत कसम इसके लिए लेकिन why is there no tilawah in her lady? This is what made her sons who they were. This is what made Hazrat who he was. The du'as of the mother. The mother is pious. الأم مدرسة إذا أعددتها أعددت شعبا طيب الأعراق. The mother is a madrasa. If you make that madrasa good, then the whole society will be good as well. So, Quran Sharif is something which needs to be recited. Everyone should recite. Padhenge Quran Sharif, inshallah. Ramzan is around the corner. Get into the habit now. Every day. Start taking baby steps. Half page, 1 page, 2 pages, 3 pages, quarter sipara, and then work your way up. Half sipara, 1 sipara. So when Ramzan comes, you're into the system of reading Quran daily. Remember, we're not machines. We can't change overnight. When Ramzan starts, we all become Sufi and we start reading Quran. But after 2-3 days, the fizz has gone down, battery's gone flat, and we're back to square one. Right? This is why in Ramzan, we see in the first few days, there's lots of people, masjid is full. But after a few days, the attendance goes down a little bit. And then 27 Mirat, masjid is full again. Where do all those farishtas come from? They don't descend from the sky. They all live in these streets in Huddersfield. Where do they disappear? So we have to have some consistency. And to get into the system, we have to start reading Quran Sharif now. Now, not tomorrow, today. May Allah give us tawfiq to do so. So, Hazrat Maulana is writing that mother would read Quran Sharif a lot because benefit of Hifz. May Allah give Hafiza Laiba the tawfiq to read the Quran as much as possible. My advice to her would be that you've become Hafiza, but you need the Quran to gel in your heart. You put the jelly in the fridge for it to set. Jam jane ke liye. So Quran Sharif is still raw. You need to set it in your heart. And for that, you will have to read Quran as much as possible, as much as possible, as much as possible. Then it will set in your heart. Alhamdulillah. When I became Hafiz, Salana Imtihan came. My father said to me, you have to read 5 Sipara Dor every day. So we used to stay in Dewsbury. I used to go to Westborough High School. And the last period would be of sports. And I used to hate rugby because you get beaten a lot and you get dirty clothes, everything. So we would just skive off in the last lesson, 2:30, straight home. And those days, there was no these type of all gates and dates and register and everything. It was flexible, easy. Straight home, change clothes, uniform utara, kafni, topi, sab pehna, or right into masjid. Chai, agar hai to pi, nahi hai to kuch nahi. And for 2 hours, I would keep learning. My father would come 5 o'clock, my 5 siparas would be ready. And we'd be sitting there. My father would have 3 benches, one over here. Me and Maulana Yusuf Darwan or Maulana Imtiaz, we would be partners. We would be reading our 5 ajza. The other students would come and read theirs. Wali Sahib would be paying attention here and there to us. And we have to read 5 siparas non-stop. That's how Quran gels in the heart. Practice makes you perfect. So you have to practice your hifz. Then inshallah Quran will set in the heart. So these are the pious ladies. Maulana also writes about Maulana Abdul Majid Dariyabadi Rahmatullah Ali's mother. Maulana Abdul Majid Dariyabadi says, I do not know anyone who can match my mother's enthusiasm for ibadah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed her with a very long life. Let alone Ishraq and Chash, I do not think she ever missed her tahajjud even once. She had so much determination that instead of waiting for an hour or 45 minutes to remain for tahajjud, she would wake up in the middle of the night. Then she would not just perform 4 or 8 rakats, she would perform full 12 rakats of tahajjud while standing. Thereafter, she would perform her fajr at the moment the time sets in, it starts in absolute darkness in the beginning of the time. After completing her fajr salah, she would sit on her musalla and recite the Quran Sharif in the light of an oil lamp. The difficulty with which she would recite the Quran slowly and meticulously, pronouncing every word, get stuck almost every letter, that was a sight worth seeing. So many other and such incidents are mentioned over here. Over here is mentioned the condition of the mutakallima bil Quran. Have I related this story here before, Maulana Sahab? Suna do. Jaldi, quickly. Abdullah ibn Mubarak rahmatullahi alayhi, the great Imam of Hadith. died in the year, I think 189 or something like that, 188. Student of Imam Abu Hanifa, Sufyan Thawri, rahmatullahi alayhim, says, I was returning from Hajj. Along the way, we saw in the middle of nowhere this lady sitting under the shade of a tree. So I thought to myself from a distance, what's that lady doing over there? So, I went towards her and I said, Assalamu alaikum. And she replied, Salamun qawlam min Rabbir Rahim. The ayat of Surah Yasin. So Abdullah ibn Mubarak says, I realized that she is a Muslimah because she read Qurani ayat. So I said, dear lady, what are you doing over here? And she says, Man yudlilillah fala hadiya lah. जिसको अल्लाह रास्ता भटका दे, भुला दे, उसको कोई रास्ता नहीं बता सकता. Meaning, I've lost my way. I've separated from my caravan. Now remember, she is mutakallima bil Quran. She was giving all answers from Quran Sharif. Abdullah ibn Mubarak rahmatullahi asked her, how long have you been here? And she said, Salat layalin saviyya, 3 nights. So Abdullah ibn Mubarak said, then where is your food and drink? Where do you eat from? And she said, Alladhi huwa yut'imuni wa yasqin. Allah feeds me and Allah gives me to drink. Abdullah ibn Mubarak said, then what about wuzu for namaz? And she said, Falam tashidu ma'an fatayammamu sa'idan tayyiba tayammum. Abdullah ibn Mubarak said, I have some food and drink. Can I offer you some? And she said, Thumma timmu siyama ila al-layl. I am fasting. Abdullah ibn Mubarak said, but why are you fasting? This is not Ramzan. This is Dhul Hijjah. We are returning after Hajj. It's not Faraz Roza. And she replied, وَأَن تَصُومُوا خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ إِن كُنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. Fasting is better for you if only you knew. Abdullah ibn Mubarak said, can I help you? Can I give you a lift, take you to your caravan, wherever they may be? And she said, هَلْ جَزَاءُ الْإِحْسَانِ إِلَّا الْإِحْسَانِ. If you are kind to me, Allah will show kindness to you. So Abdullah ibn Mubarak knelt his camel down and asked her to ride at the back of the camel. In the middle there is someone, and then he can sit at the front and join the other caravan, and everybody can move together. So she came to ride at the back, and she tripped in her dress, and she said, Ma asabakum min musibatin fabima kasabat aydikum. Any musibat comes to you is because of your own doings. So my tripping and falling is maybe my own fault. I have done something wrong because of what I tripped and fell. Abdullah ibn Mubarak is scratching his head. She is speaking nothing but Quran Sharif. Now, Abdullah ibn Mubarak also rode, and they joined the caravan and they started moving. Now, in those days, to make the camel run faster, they used to sing some poetry. So Abdullah ibn Mubarak was singing some poetry and making the camel run faster. So she said, فَقْرَؤُوا مَا تَيَسَّرَ مِنَ الْقُرْآنِ. Read Quran, not ash'ar poetry. So he started reading Quran. Now the camels were running really fast. So she said, وَقْصِدْ فِي مَشِيكَ وَغْضُضْ مِنْ صَوْتِكَ. Be moderate in your traveling and lower your voice. So he started reading slowly and slowed the camel down. And they keep traveling. And by evening, they reach a place where they see this caravan. It seemed, Abdullah ibn Mubarak had asked her, where are you coming from? Where are you going? And she recited, Subhanalladhi yasra bi'abdihi laylan min al-masjid al-haram ila al-masjid al-aqsa. I'm coming from Masjid al-Haram after Hajj, and I'm going to Masjid al-Aqsa. So Abdullah ibn Mubarak said, it looks like this is your caravan. Do you have any husband or in here? And she said, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu la tas'alu an ashya'a in tubda lakum tasukum. Don't ask questions, the answer of which might grieve you, meaning my husband has died, I'm a widow. So he asked, do you have any relatives in here? And she said, Al-malu wal-banuna zinatul hayatid dunya. I have some sons in this caravan. So Abdullah ibn Mubarak asked, how can I go and find them? Any sign? And she replied, وَعَلَامَاتٍ وَبِالنَّجْمِ هُمْ يَهْتَدُونَ. They are the guides of the caravan, leaders. Any names? And she said, وَاتَّخَذَ اللَّهُ إِبْرَاهِيمَ خَلِيلًا وَكَلَّمَ اللَّهُ مُوسَى تَكْلِيمًا يَا يَحْيَى خُذِ الْكِتَابَ بِقُوَّةٍ. Ibrahim, Musa and Yahya. So Abdullah ibn Mubarak goes around, bhai kaun hai? Ibrahim sahab, Musa sahab, Yahya sahab? And they all come running. Yes, yes, yes. Bhai wo tumhari ammi gum ho gayi thi, she's here. Oh, mother, we've been looking for. They ran and embraced her. Now, Maghrib time had come place. They said, Alhamdulillah, whatever happens, happens. From Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. She said, look, it's Maghrib time now. فَبَعْثُوا أَحَدَكُمْ بِوَرِقِكُمْ هَذِهِ إِلَى الْمَدِينَةِ فَلْيَنْظُرْ أَيُّهَا أَزْكَى طَعَامًا فَلْيَأْتِكُمْ بِرِزْقٍ مِّنْهُ. Bring some food so we can eat and feed Abdullah bin Mubarak as well. So Abdullah bin Mubarak is surprised. He asked her, lady, why do you always say Quranic verses, such a Jayyid Hafiza? Now imagine recalling Quranic verse for every answer. Who can do that? Who knows Quran inside out? So he asked her, why are you only saying Quran and nothing else? And she read the verse of Surah Qaf wal Quran al-Majid. إذ يتلقى المتلقيان عن اليمين وعن الشمال قعيد ما يلفظ من قول إلا لديه رقيب عتيد. Every word you say is noted down. On the day of Qiyamah, when my A'mal Nama is opened up, I want nothing to come out of there except Quran. Abdullah ibn Mubarak asked her sons, how long has your mother been speaking like this? And they said, for 30 years she's spoken nothing but Quran Sharif. कैसी pious खातून होगी, pious lady, क्या तकवा है उनका, क्या खुदा का खौफ है, जबान कंट्रोल में है, अमल कंट्रोल में, कितनी नेक खातून है. ये हैं हमारी दीन इस्लाम की pious और नेक खवातीन खौफ खुदा वाली. अल्लाह हमारी बच्चियों को भी इनकी तरह नेक बनाए. तो ये है लेडीज जो हाफिजा थी, मेहनत की थी. They became hafizas and mashallah they served the deen. There were ladies who would busy themselves in teaching Quran Sharif, like Hazrat Aisha radiallahu anha. She would have young girls coming to her house and she would teach them Quran Sharif, and she had produced many hafizat and alimat from her own house of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Over here is written about one of the that she used to teach Quran Sharif and Behishti Zevar. Every day there would be girls in the house and she would be teaching them this. Our Hazrat Pir Sahab, Hazrat Maulana Talha Sahab, son of Hazrat Sheikh Zakaria Rahmatullah alayhi, his wife Hazrat Pirani Sahiba Rahmatullahi Ta'ala alayha, in Saharanpur, in Kachegar, Hazrat's house, girls would be there and she would teach them Quran Sharif, she would teach them Masail for free. And she would keep them in her house as well because they were small girls. She would, nurture them when they grow up. She would do their shadi and send them to their husband's house. She would teach them how to do ta'aleem. She would teach them Urdu, reading, writing. They would be properly educated. They would get married. They would get to their husband's house and they would start the same system over there as well. Imagine how much thawab she's going to get. All those appas whom she prepared, they are teaching others, and all the thawab is going in her Pirani Sahiba Rahmatullah Alayha's grave. So these are the pious ladies. Maulana Tayyab Sahib is giving me the red card. Okay, ये तो हो गया इनका. अब जो है कुरान शरीफ हिफ्ज करने की जो फजीलत है वो आप सुनते ही रहते हैं, लेकिन मैं थोड़ा रिमाइंड कर देता हूँ. हाँ जी, हिफ्ज करने की फजीलत एक तो whoever becomes hafiz or hafiza, for parents and for other family, the hifz, and for the whole community. Right? 5. Number 1, let's start with the hafiz or hafiza themselves. So much fazilat for becoming hafiz. Right? On the day of Qiyamah, the Hafiz and Hafiza will be standing with those Malaika and Farishtas who are guarding Lawh Mahfuz, because they are looking after Lawh Mahfuz up there, and these Hafiz and Hafiza are looking after Quran over Qiyam. क्या फजीलत है, कोई मामूली चीज है। फरिश्तों के साथ मैदान हशर में खड़ा रहना, कोई खौफ ही नहीं है, फियर नहीं है, आराम चैन सुकून मैदान हशर में, नो टेंशन। और when they go Jannat, Allah will say, read and rise. Your abode, your station is where you complete your tilawat. पढ़ता जा, चढ़ता जा, ये निदा आएगी, ये तरक्की तिलावत के जीने में है। And then many fazail. Number 2 for the parents, you know, hadith, crown. If that the crown will be so illuminated, nurani, that the sun's light would fade in front of that crown. And that crown will be placed on the parents' heads on the day of Qiyamah in Maidan Hashar, in front of everyone who's present over there. अब बताइए, अगर इस जगह हडर्सफील्ड की इस मस्जिद में अम्मी और अब्बू को बुलाए और उनके सर पे ताज रख के, उनको कितनी खुशी होगी कि पूरा हडर्सफील्ड मुझे देख रहा है। और वहां तो सिर्फ हडर्सफील्ड नहीं देखेगा, पूरी दुनिया देखेगी। पूरी दुनिया जो भी मैदान हशर में होंगे, they'll all be seeing and admiring, wow, माशाअल्लाह, क्या दर्जा है, क्या मकाम मिला है इनको, जाओ ये ताज पहन के जन्नत में जाओ। फैमिली जिसने हिफज किया और उस पर अमल भी किया, ये कंडीशन है, शर्त है, उस पर अमल किया, प्रैक्टिस ऑन द कुरान, Allah will admit him in Jannah or her in Jannah and give them permission to save 10 family members who were destined for the fire of Jahannam, who are standing in the rows of Jahannamis and about to be thrown in Jahannam by the Malaika angels. And the Hafiz Sahab will come with 10 passports. लो ये पासपोर्ट, ये आपके लिए, ये ग्रीन कार्ड, ये जन्नत की एंट्री की सर्टिफिकेट, ये माफी की सर्टिफिकेट। और ऐसे 10 फैमिली मेंबर्स को बचा लेंगे, है जी, दादा दादी, नाना नानी, चचा फूफी, मामू खाला, राइट, आ जाओ आ जाओ आ जाओ। ये कौन होंगे? जिन्होंने उनको एनकरेज किया था, हिम्मत दिलाई थी, बेटा बेटी हाफिज बन जाओ, कर लो, अच्छा है, बेहतर है तुम्हारे लिए। So if you know Hafiz, we can't become Hafiz, we should at least encourage our kids to become Hafiz. And when they are becoming Hafiz, we should support them and their children and their asatiza and their teachers as well. And for the asatiza, one hadith which I recited in khutbah is enough. خَيْرُكُمْ مَنْ تَعَلَّمَ الْقُرْآنَ وَعَلَّمَهُ. The best among you in the society are those who study the Quran and then teach the Quran. Teaching is from Alif, Ba, Ta, Sa to Pare Amma, to Hafti, to Nazra, to Hifz, and then to Arabic, and to Tafsir, and Hadith, and Fiqh. Everything is in line with teaching Quran Sharif. Best among the societies are those who study the Quran and who teach the Quran. Ma mura'ati baqil arkan. Whilst they are keeping in mind everything else of awamir nawahi, and they spare time, they can't pray too many nawafil, they can't keep too many rozas, they can't do too much zikr ibadat, but they are busy in teaching Quran Sharif, busy throughout the whole day teaching Quran Sharif. They are the best in the society. This is what this hadith says. The narrator says, Usman ibn Affan narrated this hadith to me and told me, sit here and teach Quran. I've been sitting on the same place for 40 years and I've taught hundreds of thousands of people Quran Sharif from here, this place. In Jami Masjid of Kufa, he used to sit from the morning till evening. Some of these Salaf, they used to get out after Fajr in the morning on their donkey, riding, going from one neighborhood to another, to another, to another, to another. And until Isha time, they would be teaching Quran Sharif. In a day, one person would be teaching 3,000 kids Quran Sharif. 3,000 from morning till evening. One day, they would be going one place, another place, another place. They would be busy. They would love teaching Quran Sharif. These are khayrukum man ta'allama al-Quran wa 'allamahu. So, this is for the teachers. And for the community, Mashallah, this producing huffaz is farz kifaya. What is it? Bolo. Farz kifaya. Farz kifaya is where the whole community is addressed with it. Farz ain is where each and every individual is addressed with it. Like 5 time namaz is farz ain, but janaza is farz kifaya. If some people pray, everybody's duty is fulfilled. Similarly, producing hafiz is farz kifaya. If you don't produce any hafiz, you will all be sinful on the day of Qiyamah. But if you do produce some hafiz, your duty is fulfilled. So, Apa Hafiza Laiba is doing a favor to all of you by helping you, getting absolved of this duty. So, whole community is benefiting from the huffaz who are produced over here in Eden Madrasa. Eden ही नाम है ना भाई इनका, जो भी नाम है. तो ये फर्ज किफाया अदा हो रहा है आपका, है ना जी. अच्छा जी, और मैं बस अब बात फिनिश करता हूँ. मैं कहता रहता हूँ, हमारे हजरत मौलाना बिलाल साहब दामद बरकातुहुम मदफीज़ मालल्लाहु मरातिबहुम कि यहाँ एक चाचा का इंतकाल हो गया. मौलाना बिलाल साहब ने किसी ने ख्वाब में देखा उनको, चाचा बड़े खुशहाल हैं, ही इज इन अ वेरी गुड स्टेट, जन्नत. So he asked him, Chacha, how are you? You okay? What's happened? And he said, Maulana Sahab, वो sweet काम आ गई, sweet काम आ गई. That sweet helped me a lot. So Maulana Sahab started thinking, yeah, what is this sweet? Sweet काम आ गई, कौन सी sweet काम आ गई? Then Maulana Sahab remembered, at madrasa time, 5 o'clock, when the new year started and small kids start coming, they would be crying. They want to come to madrasa, so parents have to bring them, push them. So Chacha would fill his pocket with sweets, and every child coming in, he gives them one sweet each, one sweet each, one sweet. Every day, 5 o'clock, he's there looking after the madrasa, cleaning, and he's helping the kids and giving them one sweet each. So the kid feels happy, and they feel, oh, I'm going to get one sweet. So they start coming to the madrasa, and then slowly get in the system, and then they carry on studying. So Maulana Bilal Sahab said, ye sweet काम आ गई. चाचा पैसा थोड़ा खर्च करते थे, थोड़ी स्वीट लेकर आते थे, बच्चों को स्वीट देकर उनका दिल खुश करते थे. अल्लाह को उनका ये अमल इतना पसंद आ गया, उनका सब कुछ माफ कर दिया और जन्नत नसीब कर दी. ये है पूरी कम्युनिटी के लिए. जो भी इस मदरसे से अटैच रहेंगे, खिदमत करेंगे, सफाई करेंगे, मेहनत करेंगे, अपना टाइम देंगे, वॉलंटियर बनेंगे, सबके लिए फायदा. तो पूरे पांचों पांच के लिए फायदा, हाफिज साहब के लिए भी, माँ बाप के लिए भी, रिलेटिव्स के लिए भी, और असातिज़ा और टीचर्स के लिए भी. मौलाना उस्मान इनके टीचर हैं, नसीबदार हैं. मौलाना उस्मान बेचारे, he goes to work, and in spite of his busy schedule, he would say, email them that, look, I'll be free from so and so time, I want you to call me at this time and read it to me. And his free time, rather than resting, relaxing, he would be listening to her sabak para and door. And at the moment as well, she's still reading one para door to Maulana Usman every day. So this is Maulana Usman's work. Inshallah, Maulana Usman's Jannat is ready for him as well, inshallah. So, we all have to, and the community, all five, we all have to work together to produce these Huffaz-e Kiram. Last time we went to Masjid Aqsa, I remember we met Sheikh Yusuf Sahib in his office, Imam. And, he gave us a little bit of dars before, not this time, the time before. And he said, Alhamdulillah, we're not allowed to have alim class over here, but we are allowed to keep Hafiza class. And last year, we produced 20 girls who became Hafiza of Quran Sharif. So in Masjid Aqsa as well, they try their best to make ladies Hafizas. So we should also over here, if you have any girls who are sharp, mashallah, they are dedicated, they can, what I do is when some child comes for Hafiz class, I tell them, okay, memorize the surahs first, like Yasin, Waqia, Tabarakallazi, and this is a gauge to check they can do it or not. If they do these surahs pakka proper, then chalo alif lam mim se shuru kar do. But if they struggle in here, that means the Hifz is not for them. उसमें फिर struggle करेंगे, उनको कहेंगे तुम कुछ और पढ़ो. लेकिन ये सूरतें टेस्ट करा के सूरह कहफ याद करा ली, बक्की याद कर ली, बराबर दौड़, इसका मतलब ये है कि उनको शौक भी है, कुरान के साथ कनेक्शन और अटैचमेंट भी है, पूरा कर लेंगे, फिर उनको हिफ्ज शुरू करा देते हैं. और जल्दी another thing is बच्चों को जल्दी हाफिज बना दो, because when they come to GCSE then they start struggling, because they have to focus on GCSE and on Hifz, तो फिर वो गड़बड़ हो जाती है. So before they get to that stage, 9, 10, 11, 12, they should finish the Quran. MashaAllah, Laiba, only 10 and a half, and she's finished the Quran. No worries about GCSE. When she comes to GCSE, and those who become Hafiz, let me tell you, there was a research in Dubai, and in that research, they said that those kids who become Hafiz, their IQ is much higher than those who are not Hafiz. They've tested that. Scientists tested this. So if you become Hafiz, inshallah, Allah will, upgrade your IQ. You will be able to focus on other things as well. This girl in India, she got, all stars and A and plus, and she was the top, and she got medal. Muslim girl. And when she was asked, how did you get this much intelligence? And she said, I became Hafiza first. And my Quran gave me this sharp brain and memory, and it helped me in my exams and in my studies as well. So, Alhamdulillah, Hafiza, Laiba, her parents, her ustad, her family, her community, congratulations to all of you. Mubarak Badi. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala preserve the Quran in Hafiza's heart forever as long as she lives. May Allah give our children, boys and girls, the tawfiq to become Hafiz and Hafizas and preserve, protect the Quran and get all this sawab from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Jazakumullah for giving me the opportunity to come here. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Wa sallallahu wa sallam ala sayyidina Muhammad wa alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in bi rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin.